Alright everyone, welcome back to another Starting Strength Novice Program video, and today I'm going to be discussing weeks 9 and 10. As you can see on the top half of the screen I have week 9, and the current week of training that I've just finished today is week 10. So this is going to be a 2-week special episode, and basically there's a few points that I want to discuss that are very key in this, and some lessons that can be learned. So the major thing that happened over the course of the 2 weeks is that I finally hit that 100 kilo squat for 5 reps for 3 sets, which I'm very, very happy about. Now, you guys who've been following me throughout my progression, you'll know that I had really, really smooth linear progression. I was actually increasing my squat by 15 kilos a week, 5 kilo increments, and that worked all the way up to 95 kilos around there. All that first set that I got on 95 a couple of weeks back was questionable, but still the linear progression was easy pretty much. But then I ran into some problems, had to deload, then I went on holiday, then I deloaded again. But now I'm building back up, I'm feeling a lot stronger with my squats, and as you can see in week 10 day 1 I hit that 100 kilo squat for 5 reps, 3 sets, so super happy about that. My technique is improving constantly. Obviously learning the low bar squat is probably no easy task, especially considering I don't have a coach, but I am doing my best. And like I said, I may possibly transition to a high bar squat, but for now I am really trying to give the low bar squat a fair trial, stick at it for quite a few weeks, because I can't just say the exercise is no good or a high bar squat's better if I haven't really devoted the time to really trying to get good at the low bar squat. But yeah, as you can see, even on week 10, day 3, I've broke through that 100 kilo squat barrier, and I just missed out on the last rep of my 3rd set, which is unfortunate, but to be honest, I'm glad that I'll be able to hit that 102.5 kilos again, and rest assured I will get that 3x5 in week 11. But that's going to give me time just to help refine the technique a bit more, because obviously I will have made the adaptation to probably supersede 102.5 kilos for 3 sets of 5. So when I do that, it's going to be a little easier than last time, and that will just give me a little more leeway to help myself focus on the technique. And a point on technique as well, please, if you're watching this video, don't look at my technique and take that as perfect technique. There are much, much better examples out there of people who are much more proficient at these lifts, okay? So I don't want you copying my technique on the exercises, because my technique is far from perfect, and I'll be the first to admit that. But the other thing in this video here is overhead press, bench press going up. All my presses are going very well. Now my left tricep has felt a little, I don't know what the word is, just a little sore perhaps, nothing much. Minor injury, just probably a little strain or something. But that hasn't stopped me, and I'm hoping this weekend is going to allow adequate recovery for that. So in week 11, I'll be able to hit my presses really well. But yeah, bench, almost at 80 kilos, very, very close. Overhead press, again, I'm nearing that 50 kilos, so that'll be very, very good to see. I really want that 50 kilo overhead press, and I really want that 80 kilo bench, so hopefully that'll come in week 11, but we'll see. The other thing to note, my deadlift, it's back up at its all-time peak. You guys who've been following me throughout my progression, you'll know my deadlift has been at 120 for 5, and then what happened when I tried 125, I actually got 0 reps. That was a bad day, but it's going to be interesting to see if I can get that 125. Personally, I feel I am going to get the full 5 reps with 125, and just keep on hammering that deadlift until I get to the 3 plates. And beyond, hopefully, The other exercise that I'm really enjoying is the barbell row. Now, a lot of this is neural gains with this row for me. Back is definitely one of my stronger body parts, and 75 for 5 when I did the 3 sets on that in week 10. It felt really, really good, really explosive, and I think I could see 80 kilos come in week 11. Obviously, that's big jumps that I'm making on the row, and that will slow down very shortly, but really I'm going to try and get that row to 2 plates. That's a short-term goal that I have. It might take a bit longer than I anticipate, but who knows, I might be able to keep jumping 5 kilos all the way to 2 plates. But one thing is for sure, that row is definitely going to translate over well to my deadlift. And finally, last but not least, the chin up. I'm at 5 kilos now, doing a full range chin. I know a lot of you have issues with me using the term full range chin up, and I totally understand why. Okay, listen, whatever you want to call it, a Garonda chin from Vince Garonda, the famous bodybuilder, or a sternum chin up is probably another name that it goes by. But then in the calisthenics world, it's called stuff like high pulls and things. So obviously, it seems like I am not the best person to give the correct terminology for the move. But basically, as far as I'm aware, all I'm doing is taking my sternum area to the bar in a pull-in motion that is a hybrid vertical and horizontal pull. It is what it is. I'm just figuring out the movement myself. I'm very new to it, but I'm really liking it and I'm making good progression on it. So without further ado, let's get into the actual clips. Alright, so we're starting the training clips today with the overhead press. Now this was my peak set over the course of 2 weeks. This is 48 kilos on the bar, and I'll show you the weight at the end. But watch throughout these clips because I've got a guest coming into the gym, one of my good friends, and also a subscriber. And it's Sam. So there's actually going to be 2 Sams in the gym today, and he's going to be training with me hopefully throughout the course of the summer. So really excited to have a workout partner who's very, very strong as well. And his strength is just below mine, and I mean just below. Like, it's going to be close, and that's what you want ideally with a training partner. You want to be very close matched on the weights that you both lifting. Now please bear in mind, Sam has been out of the gym for quite a few months. He's actually does kickboxing, but he's back and wants to get in a bit of weight training over the summer. So we're going to be training together. He's going to be running starting strength as well. He's novice strength levels like me. So it's going to be interesting because as well as my progress, I'm going to be showing you guys a few clips to see how the other Sam is going on as well. But right here is my bench press, one of my top sets, 79 kilos. So just shy of that 80 kilos. As you can see, there is no pause. It's touch and go bench. But it's feeling good. It's feeling good. Honestly, still a lot of technique work to be done, but my bar is definitely a lot more even than it was in some of the earlier videos if you want to go back and check that. Just showing you the plates there, because I know I've got a strange pyramid stack and all. Of course, some micro loading plates, which are essential if you want to run this program. You need them micro loading plates. Now here's an exercise I've really been enjoying. This is the barbell row, and this is 75 kilos, I believe. And as you can see, very explosive. I'm not getting too upright. It's fairly strict. Obviously, my torso isn't going to stay completely still. That's almost impossible with the barbell row. And I am doing it from a dead stop, just as it recommends in the book, Starting Strength. But yeah, I believe this row is going to carry over very well to my deadlift. Only time will tell, but I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me on that point. And with my deadlift, what you'll see at the end of the video, a few people have been commenting on my stance in the deadlift. And it's more like a stiff-legged deadlift, you could say. But honestly, to me, that feels best. Obviously, my technique will be tweaked over time. But right now, I am going to go with more of a stiff leg version of the deadlift. But that's fine by me. Here are the chin-ups. So obviously, the full range chin-up, or whatever you want to call it, sternum chin-up. Yeah, just one of my 5 kilo sets. And I'm feeling very, very explosive with these, doing them from a dead stop. Now, my last set was actually my best set by far, and it felt really easy, I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm expecting another PR next week. Probably go up to 6.5 kilos at least. Maybe if I'm feeling super strong, I'll go to 7.5 kilos, but, we'll just see. Now this is my good friend Sam, and he actually gets out 4 reps with 15 kilos, which is really good. I believe his all-time best is 30 kilos for 5 reps when he was doing a lot of weighted chin-ups, so he's probably going to make some very, very fast progress on this. But yeah, and then he decided to test his 1 rep max, and he went with a 20 plate, and you just see how he gets on now. So from a dead hang all the way up, good range, and yeah, he got 1 rep out, and almost got the second, very close, but he knows where he's at for his 1 rep max now, and I'm sure you guys will see him get a lot stronger in the videos to come. So on screen here, you see me do my peak set of the low bar squat. This was actually my 3rd set, I believe, with 102.5 kilos. And as you can see, the first rep looks pretty good. I'm very happy with the technique on that. Obviously, not perfect, but it's, I've come a long way, alright? And, learning low bar squat, no easy task without a coach, but I am doing my best. So as you'll see as the reps go on, my lumbar extension, maintaining that is somewhat questionable, and I am going into a bit of lumbar flexion, only slightly, but that's something I am aware of, and I'm going to be constantly trying to correct. And what is going to be very useful for me is the fact that I get to hit this weight again because I missed out on that last rep, and it'll help me just refine my technique a little bit more. But I know some people are very, very against any lumbar flexion, even if I go into a slight bit of lumbar flexion in the squat. But I honestly feel quite strong in that position. Obviously, it's not ideal, it's not what I want, I don't want to reinforce that, but I do feel like it's not the snap city that everyone claims, because I failed the weight a few times and I can lower it right down onto the pins, getting a bit of lumbar flexion with no discomfort whatsoever, because of course I'm bracing the whole time. And I think really the issue with going into lumbar flexion, well, one of the big issues is that when people go into that lumbar flexion, they're not bracing properly. And so say if you were to do a heavy max and you just like collapsed in a heap and went into lumbar flexion, of course that is not going to be good. But if you can control it, you can brace, and you can go into a bit of lumbar flexion, it's probably fine. And I know a lot of really, really strong guys recommend going into lumbar flexion on back extensions to get really strong erectors. So that's just something to think about. But yeah, here you see Sam pull 120 kilo deadlift, and that's kind of his 1 rep max right now. So as I said earlier, I think he has pulled more in the deadlift. I think he's done 130 kilos perhaps. I'll have to double check that with him. So he's got a bit more strength there, and I'm sure he'll get that back soon. And he's going to be running sets of 5 in the coming weeks, so I'll let you all know how he gets on. But here's my set of 120 kilo deadlift. Now I'm doing this for a set of 5, so a little bit ahead of Sam at the moment, but honestly he's going to catch me up so soon. And it's going to be interesting because it's going to be a real battle. But that's what you want. You want to push each other, and you want to be very close in the weights. That's how you get the best out of your training partner, feeding off each other's energy. And I can already say the week that Sam's been here training, it's been much more enjoyable. So, you know, it's good. Training partners, highly recommend them, but they can be detrimental at the same time. I've had some not so good training partners in the past, and I've had some excellent ones. So people often ask about training partners, but it really does depend on the person, how close they are to your strength levels, etc., etc. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this 2-week video. Like I said, I am going to try and do weekly uploads, but who knows, you know, life sometimes gets in the way. But I hope you all enjoyed the videos. Any questions, leave it down below.